I think I had this idea. I remember as a little kid hearing this guy named Pat Boone, and he opened up a talk show called I've Got Good News. And it was like real country, and that song always stuck with me. And I was thinking about, how we have great news. The gospel of Jesus is good news. And it's not bad news, it's good news. Yeah. And I think we were writing, and I had this, what I thought was a great idea for a chorus, and you're like, well, how about this? And you started playing a completely different melody, and it was fantastic.
Did I?
Yeah. All my dreams and hopes were crushed. No. But no, it was awesome.
So this is really cool because we were dialoguing. I think I just preached a sermon series called Good News. And it was Isaiah 60, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because he's anointed me to preach good news to the poor. And that whole theme was just resonating in our heart. Then the feeling of that song, Good News. And so we started talking about that the gospel it's not bad news. The very word gospel means good news.
Yep.
And when you bring somebody good news, it's worth smiling about. It's worth being excited about. And so we started thinking about the great aspects of the good news. There's hope for the hopeless. There's sight for the blind. There's all these different things. So the first verse kind of flushed out pretty fast. Yeah. And then we were singing the chorus.
And I like how you started, like, let us remember we have good news. Yeah. I thought that was a really cool way to start a chorus.
Yeah.
And
to remind ourselves.
Yeah.
This is a good moment to just say something. It's important for us to remember that it's good news. Because sometimes we change the gospel into bad news, and people can get so, angry about the gospel.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just, we have really good news.
For God so loved the world, man.
One of my favorite evangelists who passed away is Reinhard Bonnke, and that was his big thing is we have great tidings, good news. And so he would bring that, and millions of people would get saved because it's the good news. But then Meagan was on the writing retreat, and she was in the room, and she was kind of just participating and watching. And then what happened? How did you write the second verse? You got to say it on a microphone so we have it on record.
I was the rookie in the songwriting thing, so going into it, I was like, what am I really going to have to add in? And then, of course, day number 2, James is like, all right, you're going to be with Pastor Jonathan and BJ. I'm like, are you serious? What? And so I kind of worked out in my mind, I'm going to be the scribe, whatever they throw out, I'm just going to write it down, and that way we don't lose anything. Well, as he starts doing the first verse, I just was writing that stuff down, but then, other thoughts came to me, different Bible stories, about the prodigal son, and that was good news, and people that came to Jesus who were sick and needing healing, that they found good news. And then just kind of from my own life, different places, where you felt like the good news found me, if that makes sense. So they did the heavy lifting, they had the structure. I'm like, well, what about these words? They kind of fit, and they started singing them, and it worked.
I don't think you changed any of it. I think you nailed it first time.
Pretty fun.
And then we had a really cool song, minus a bridge, and that's where Chris Burns comes. So Chris, come tell us what happened.
What happened was, I actually stole the bridge from another song that I had that was bad, but the bridge was good. And so I gave you my bridge, and it made a whole song, and that was how it all happened.
Yeah. Hey, that's how good songwriting works.
And then you throw on the incomparable Nick Day singing on it, and it becomes
pretty awesome. So y'all ready?
I think we should do it.
Yeah.